Well, the holiday season is upon us, and excuses to overindulge are easily within reach.
Well, instead of the pressure and guilt that we always put on ourselves at this time of the year, there is a way you can empower yourself to feel good over the holidays. It's called mindfulness, and it applies to mindful eating. UW Health Distinguished Psychologist Mirgain is here to show us how, and you brought dessert, Shyla.
I did, yeah, in honor of Thanksgiving next week.
Wonderful. Well, tell us, what are we talking about when we're talking about mindful eating?
Well, this time of year, there's so many treats and sweets that we want to enjoy and really savor the food, but oftentimes people can really overindulge and eat too much and end up feeling kind of sick, and that really takes its toll on our stress levels and even can make us vulnerable to illness. So when we're having things like Thanksgiving dinner or those holiday cookies, I know mine are made with 2 cups of sugar, my grandmother's recipe, we can really enjoy it through mindful eating. So I brought some pumpkin pie for us to demonstrate.
And you can play tricks on your mind, right?
Yeah, the first is we have the same size pie, but we have 3 different size plates. Susan, you have the smallest plate, Mark has a medium, and I have a very large plate here.
Here, let's put these all together here.
I look like I got the biggest piece.
Yeah, and they find it's more aesthetically pleasing when the food covers 3/4 of the plate, so that would be Susan.
So use smaller plates.
Yeah, use smaller plates. If the larger plate was a small amount.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There was a study that showed if you have a very large plate, you're more likely to eat 16% more, but actually think you eat 7% less. So
interesting.
Yeah, so what I'd like us to do is just take a few deep breaths, and then we're just going to take a mindful bite. And taking a few deep breaths just allows us to center and bring our mind into the moment so we can really savor it. And then if you're up for it, you can just take, and you can take a bite, and as you're taking a bite, you might smell it and really use your taste buds, really sensing all the flavors.
Keep it in your mouth for a while.
Yeah.
So savor it and enjoy it instead of inhale it like so many of us do. Yeah.
Yeah, and just taking that mindful bite, often less is more, and we're really nourishing ourselves, so we feel like, oh, we're flourishing this time of year.
But some people say, well, it's the holidays. I'm just going to splurge now, and then come January 1st, it'll be fine.
That's fine too, I
It's
think
not going to be fine.
If we're really going to splurge, then just really savor it and enjoy it. And oftentimes, again, a little bit less goes a long way.
Did you make this?
It's very good.
Unfortunately, no. But yeah, thanks to the baker at the grocery store.
Another one of your tips that I love is developing gratitude at your plate, and that's what's so special about Thanksgiving. It makes you think about those things. But what do you mean exactly?
Yeah, my family and I, we have a tradition on Thanksgiving to go around and say a few things we're grateful for this year, but I think you can foster gratitude at your plate. Even thinking about this pumpkin pie, all the factors that came into making it, the crops that were grown, the farmers, the person at the grocery store who baked it, driving it here, the roads that were constructed to bring me here for us to enjoy it. So when we focus on gratitude, I think we really remember the true meaning of the season.
And focus on maybe other things besides food.
Exactly. Lots of ways to celebrate this season, whether it's holiday music, or watching the first snowfall, or the second snowfall, because we just had snow last week, smelling a scented candle, being around loved ones, maybe wrapping up in a warm blanket in front of a fire. There's, lots of ways to really experience that sense of cheer this time of year.
So these mindfulness practices extend to all areas, not just necessarily to the table.
And you have a Facebook event coming up?
I do. Tomorrow at 12:30 on UW Health's Facebook page, I'll be talking about mindfulness, and what we're showing here is actually an upcoming event December 6th. It's a free talk on mindfulness, the practice of remembering. We'll talk about mindful eating, but also just how do you cultivate present moment awareness in all aspects of your life. I always say so more of life can come through, and then also more of you can show up as well.
And this December event is at the Dream Bank.
It is. Dream Bank free, 6:15 at Dream Bank downtown.
And the Facebook is tomorrow.
It is 12:30 on UW Health's Facebook
All right, well,
page.
I'll be mindful eating Thanksgiving and thinking of you.
Thank you.
Have a great Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
A final check of your forecast coming up.